Hey everyone, back tuning in to today's video. Hope you all had a lovely Christmas day, and I say thanks for tuning in on this Boxing Day. It looks like we've got some snow coming up later on today and into tonight. Now, it's going to be very heavy rain down in the south, so that's going to be quite significant in itself, really wet in the south. But further north, it's really through Wales, the Midlands, Northern England, possibly Lincolnshire, that we have the risk of some fairly significant snow later on this afternoon and into this evening. It's a very marginal one, this. It's a very marginal situation. So there is the possibility that some places that aren't really in the snow risk could get some snow. There's also the possibility that the areas that have been predicted to have snow could finish up with a bit of a sleety mix, a bit of a letdown. It's one of those tricky ones to pin down, but I think it's really for Wales, the Midlands, southern parts of northern England, probably as far north as Yorkshire, and down into Lincolnshire, but we have the risk of some fairly significant snow. Could give a covering of snow in places, and over hills, fair old covering there, perhaps up to 5 centimetres or so. Before I get on with the video, just say about the ads. There's links to articles on most pages at gadsovers.com. If you have a browse through the widget, you'll be able to see whether there's any articles that you're interested in. There is, just click through. So let's get on with it, and this is the area of low pressure. I did a quick video yesterday. I'll go into it in a little bit more detail today. This is the area of low pressure, just heading into either now when I'm doing the video, nearly 12 o'clock midday. That low pressure is going to start to push eastwards through the course of this afternoon. So as we get through to 6 o'clock in the evening, the low pressure is coming in across Wales, and as we run through into midnight, the low pressure is going down towards east and southeastern England. So on the northern and western side of this low pressure, but we have the risk of some snow. To the south and east of it, it's generally going to be rain. Quite a warm sector is coming in across the far south, so definitely no chance of snow in the far south before midnight anyway. But as the low pressure pushes off in towards the low countries through the early hours, there it goes at 6 o'clock in the morning, lying somewhere over Holland, then we push the cold air even down to the southeast. There could be a few flakes of snow down there, but by then I think the rain will be fizzling out. As we get through into midday tomorrow, that low pressure then is heading off towards Germany. So the upper air temperatures are telling the tale a little bit with this. We've got cold air established across the country now. It turned cold on Christmas Eve. Bit cold, yes, it's colder still today. So most places are within the -5 isotherm at the moment. As we move through into 6 o'clock in the evening, keep an eye on this yellow area. That's the warm sector on the southern and eastern side of this low pressure. If you're in that yellow area, you definitely don't have a chance of snow when 850 HPA temperature go above 0 degrees, or 20 or above 0 degrees. You won't get snow. So to the south and west, I think we find rain there, and that snow over Wales will probably turn to rain for a time. Certainly through southern parts of Wales, probably stay as snow in northern Wales. To the north of that, we're in most green colours, so that's where we have the risk of the snow. Now, as we go through to midnight, notice that that yellow area is actually shrinking. It's running along the south coast, but it never really gets up in towards the Midlands, southern parts of northern England and East Anglia. So to the north of that, that's where we've got the risk of the snow at midnight, north that yellow area. And on the dividing line between the yellow area and the green area, that's where the heaviest of the precipitation is likely to be. As we go through to 6 o'clock in the morning, that yellow area is gone. The warm sector's gone, and we're all back within cold air once again. But dew points aren't great with this. That's a complicating factor. But dew points are going to be generally a little bit above freezing. So this is the 0 Celsius dew point just here, and dew points are a reflection of humidity in the atmosphere. There comes that warm sector there down across the southwest as we go through 6 o'clock in the evening with those yellow colours. At midnight Saturday, that warm sector is in the south. Again, dew points not really going below freezing on this particular chart, away from northern England and Scotland. But we've got to take into account evaporative cooling with this. So with dew points just maybe 1 or 2 degrees above freezing, with very heavy precipitation, you're going to get evaporative cooling. That could just drag the dew point just to freezing, but it's a very, very marginal situation miss, which is what's making it so hard to forecast. The rainfall precipitation shows that midday we've got the heavy rain here across Ireland coming into the far southwest of England. We go through 6 o'clock in the evening and the rain is really developing there across Ireland, England and Wales. Some very heavy rain across Wales where will be risk of snow over high ground and on lower ground across mid and north Wales. To get through to midnight, the heaviest rain shifting off to the east. Remember, it's on the northern and eastern side of this rain that we have the risk of the rain falling as sleet and snow. As we go through 6 o'clock in the morning, it's all pushing away, although there's still a hangback of rain, sleet or snow in towards Lincolnshire and East Anglia. So let's see how the GFS is seeing the divide between the rain and the snow. This is the precipitation type forecast from the weatheroutlook.com from the GFS. Well, that was the GFS. We're just looking at the blue area is rain, pink is snow. So at midday, the rain's in across Ireland coming into the far southwest of England too. As we run through to 3 o'clock in the afternoon, it's snowing there across Wales, or forecast to be snowing across Wales this afternoon, particularly central and northern parts of Wales, not so much around southern and western areas. As we go through to 6 o'clock in the evening, the rain is extending through most of England and Wales. Notice it's turning, the snow is turning back to rain away from North Wales at 6 o'clock in the evening. That's that warmer sector pushes through, but then later on the rain could turn back to snow across Wales. But for the rest of us, we've got risk of sleet or snow developing through the Midlands, parts of northern England. Elsewhere it's rain. We go through into 9 o'clock tonight, very wet down in the southeast, some really wet weather in the south, and some heavy snow there, some very heavy snow being forecast for, well, it's really for dividing lines between Wales and the Midlands. So for northern and western parts of the Midlands into North Wales, southern parts of Northern England up to Yorkshire, some very heavy snow could be falling. To the south of that, it's likely to be rain or sleet. But remember, this is a very marked dividing line. It probably won't be as marked as that. So to the north of that, it could rain a little bit. To the south of this, it could snow a little bit. So it's one of those situations where you can't be too definitive about that rain to snow line. As we go through into midnight, the snow risk is pushing southwards, so most of the Midlands comes into the snow risk later on tonight, even into the south and east Midlands. There could be some snow as the heavy rain pushes into East Anglia and southeastern England. And then we go through to 3 o'clock in the morning, and the rain, sleet and snow is moving away, although there is a hangback of lighter rain there through parts of the eastern coast areas. And coming down into Lincolnshire and the Midlands, there's still some light snow signal to be forecasting there. By 6 o'clock in the morning, it's mainly done and dusty, but there could still be some light rain, sleet or snow in central and eastern parts of the country. That's how the GFS is seeing things. This is a new model. This is the NMM. This is a collaboration between NOAA in America and NCEP, which is also another forecasting agency in America. So it's a collaboration model. This is a high resolution model running in hourly steps, only going out to 3 days. So we start here at midday, and there's the rain coming across Ireland, southwestern parts of England. As we move through into 3 o'clock in the afternoon, the rain's in across Wales and southwestern parts of England. Now, where you've got the hatched area, if I just go back, where you've got this hatched area just here, that's where the rain is turning to snow. So it's across Wales that we have the risk of that rain turning to snow. As we run through into the afternoon, the rain pushes into the Midlands, sets some parts of England, turns increasingly to snow through northern England and down into the Midlands as well by 8 o'clock tonight. And then running through into 10 o'clock, very wet weather across many southern and southeastern parts of the country, risk of snow through the Midlands extending into East Anglia. Vibrant colours there, so some of that snow could be really quite heavy indeed. And then the snow goes on up towards midnight across north and east parts of the Midlands in particular, stretching through into Lincolnshire. Notice it never really turns to snow across East Anglia and southeastern England here until late on in the night, 1, 2 in the morning, and the rain, sleet and snow wintry mix is pushed away. There is still a hangback of wintry showers on the eastern side. So it's just that idea that both the GFS and this new model, the NMM, is seeing the risk of snow through Wales, the Midlands and southern parts of northern England. That's sort of the area that appears to be in the firing line. Finally, the high resolution Euro 4 model. This is from website Weather Online. This is what the BBC forecasts are based on. This is a UK Met Office product. Again, midday we've got the wet weather across Ireland down in southwestern parts of England. As we go through 6 o'clock in the evening, the rain coming in across England and Wales, not really getting into the eastern counties at that point. Pink areas turning up there across central and northern parts of Wales, extending into West Midlands, so rain turning to snow by that time on the northern side of this low pressure across parts of North Wales and also the West Midlands too. We go through to the next chart, the next 6 hours. This takes up to midnight, and very vibrant pink colours then extending through the Midlands in towards Lincolnshire, so heavy snow falling there, very wet down to the south of that across southeast parts of the country, some really wet weather there. This snow here is significant. It could give possibly up to 5 to 10 centimetres over hills, say the Derbyshire peaks, and a covering of snow certainly likely with those of the vibrant pink colours even lower down. We go through to 6 o'clock in the morning, and it's all pushing off to the east, a handback of wintry showers onto the eastern side. So it's a complicated one, but it looks like it's still the same sort of idea really, but was for yesterday when I did the update for Christmas Day. It looks like it's going to be for central northern parts of Wales, the Midlands, particularly the North and West Midlands, but later on it could extend into the South and the East Midlands as well, and Lincolnshire, possibly up into southern parts of Northern England, so getting up as far north as Yorkshire. That's where we've got the risk of fairly heavy snow, which could give a covering on lower ground, could give a fairly significant fall of snow on higher ground. To the south of that, it's almost certainly likely to be rain early on. It could turn wintry later on in the night, but probably not as significant as further north. But it's a very interesting one. It's very marginal, so don't be surprised if, just hedge my bets a bit, don't be surprised if some of those areas where you're seeing those vibrant pink colours perhaps don't get as much snow as you would think from those colours. On the other side of the coin, though, don't be surprised if some of the areas that are in the rain finishing up, perhaps getting a bit of a surprise. So it's going to be one for you. Keep an eye on your lamppost, keeping an eye out the window and seeing what's happening, really. Very difficult one to call, but really interesting. Not very often that we get this sort of interesting weather coinciding with Christmas. If we'd been 24 hours earlier, this would have been really, really interesting for Christmas Day. Well, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy the rest of your Boxing Day. And do let me know on the comment box whether you finish up with rain or snow. I'm very interested to see who gets what. That's it for now. Thanks for watching.